For almost 12 years, whenever somebody asked me what my main game was, I didn't really have to think about the answer. It was Destiny. I started playing when my grandpa got me the launch edition PS4 that came with Destiny. It was nothing crazy, it was basically just a white PS4. But that console ended up introducing me to a game that would become a massive part of my life. Over 6,000 hours, 3 different platforms, countless raids, trials, expansions, and some of the guys I met playing Destiny when I was a kid are still the same people I play games with to this day. So when Bungie announced that Destiny 2's active development was ending, for the first time in almost 12 years, I didn't know what my main game was anymore. And I genuinely didn't know if another game could fill that void until recently. There was just something about the original Destiny. The atmosphere, the mystery, the gunplay, the mechanics. You'd land somewhere, see something in the distance, and wonder what the hell it was. And more than anything, I wanted to see where Bungie was going to take this universe. Then they just kept building on it. House of Wolves came out, we got Prison of Elders, and I was deep in Prison of Elders, let me tell you. Then the Taken King dropped, the Dreadnought, King's Fall, the changes to progression in the light system. It felt like Destiny had suddenly become the game Bungie had always wanted it to be. And keep in mind, I was pretty young when I was playing this, probably 13 or 14. I was the kid who played the absolute shit out of the game while still being kind of a noob. Joining a raid team legitimately gave me some anxiety. I'd be sitting there wondering if I was about to screw something up in front of 5 random dudes who were older than me, but most of the time, I had a blast. And eventually I met a group of guys through Destiny who became my core gaming group. We're still playing together today. By the time Rise of Iron came out, I wasn't that nervous little blueberry anymore. I knew this game. Wrath of the Machine dropped and I loved it. Every time Bungie released something new, it felt like they were finding another way to up their game. So naturally, when Destiny 2 was announced, I could not wait. And then Destiny 2 came out, and it definitely had some growing pains. The launch version made some changes I wasn't crazy about, and Curse of Osiris and Warmind weren't exactly Destiny at its absolute peak, but I was still there. I kept playing. Then Forsaken happened, and Forsaken was Destiny 2's Taken King moment. I felt like Bungie had found it again. The story was phenomenal, Last Wish was unlike anything we'd gotten before, and suddenly I was right back to thinking, okay, they're cooking again. Then Shadowkeep, the moon came back. It wasn't my favorite era compared to Forsaken, but I still enjoyed it. And then Beyond Light. Beyond Light was my shit. We finally got darkness powers with Stasis, Europa was incredible. I played an ungodly amount of Destiny during this time. And I will defend Deepstone Crypt with my life. You can ask my buddies I play with. I don't care where you rank it. I don't care how much shit I get for putting it in my top 3. I love that raid and the atmosphere and everything about it. Then the Witch Queen dropped. Somehow Bungie had done it again. Fantastic campaign, Savathun, the story. We got Valve the Disciple, another peak raid. It felt like another one of those moments where Destiny had reached another level. Lightfall was more mixed for me though. Strand was cool as hell, but the story, eh. And then we got the final shape, and man, if Destiny 2 had ended right there, I think I would have been okay with it. Because the final shape felt like an ending. The story landed, the gameplay was incredible, Prismatic was ridiculous. After all those years fighting through this universe, we finally reached the conclusion of the Light and Darkness saga. It felt earned. But Destiny 2 didn't end there, and the content that followed, something started to feel different to me. The energy wasn't the same. Eventually, an upcoming major update got delayed until June, and then on May 21st, 2026, Bungie announced it. Active development on Destiny 2 was ending. June 9th would bring the game's final major live service content update. The servers weren't shutting down, Destiny wasn't disappearing from my library, but there wasn't another expansion waiting around the corner. The story was done. No next year of Destiny 2, no Destiny 3 announcement to immediately take its place. After almost 12 years of wondering what Bungie was going to do next, there wasn't a next thing anymore. And that hurt way more than I expected. Having over 6,000 hours in Destiny across multiple platforms, going flawless in trials so many times, playing every raid, including Garden of Salvation, which I actually like. I don't think Bungie's made a bad raid on that note, but that's a whole nother conversation. I've watched this universe change for basically half of my life. Sure, there were seasons where I played less, times where another game was taking all my attention, times when Destiny pissed me off and I needed a break, but I always came back. Destiny was like home to me. So when Monument of Triumph dropped in June, I took my time with it. Old raid bosses coming back, loot was flowing, we were becoming ridiculously powerful. It felt like Bungie was letting us take one final victory lap, and I loved it. But the entire time, it was somber, because I knew what it meant. After that, there was this weird gap in gaming for me. I'd boot up my PC and have plenty of games, but I didn't have my game. So eventually I decided to try something I'd heard compared to Destiny for years: Warframe. Now, Warframe and Destiny really aren't the same game, but Warframe has been around for an insanely long time, and Digital Extremes is still actively supporting it, and its community just seems obsessed with their game, as Destiny players were with ours. So I figured, fuck it, let's see what this is about. And I've been enjoying it. I'm still somewhere between beginner and intermediate. There are systems in Warframe where I swear I need to have 17 wiki tabs open just to understand what the hell someone's talking about, but the combat feels good. There's an absurd amount to do, the movement feels incredible, and there's something comforting about entering another game with years and years of history that I haven't experienced yet. But it still wasn't Destiny. That's not really Warframe's fault, because I started realizing something. I wasn't looking for another looter shooter, I was looking for that feeling Destiny gave me, and that's much harder to replace. Destiny just had the magic, man. It's hard to put into words. Then one of my buddies told me, hey, Digital Extremes is making another game, Soulframe. He had access to the Preludes build and sent me an invite code, so I downloaded it. And initially, I had absolutely no fucking idea what I was doing. I felt aimless. Where was I supposed to go? Am I supposed to be doing something? Why am I doing this thing? Soulframe does not hold your hand the way some modern games do. And because this is still a pre-alpha game being actively built, some things are naturally unfinished or still changing. But even while I was confused, I could tell there was something here. It had the stuff. I don't know what scientific measurement you could use for the stuff is, but some games have it and some games don't. There's something underneath all the unfinished edges that would make you want to understand the world. So I kept playing, and then I played again and again, and somewhere along the way, Soulframe sunk its claws into me. Now every time I get on my PC, I find myself booting it up. The more I understand the systems, the world, the combat, and what Digital Extremes is trying to build here, the more interested I become. And I don't even really know what genre I want to put Soulframe in. There's some RPG here, there's MMO DNA, there's open world exploration. The deliberate combat can sometimes give me an Elden Ring-ish feeling without Soulframe actually being anything like Elden Ring. It's familiar, but it also feels like its own thing, and that's what's got me excited. Look, Soulframe isn't Destiny, Warframe isn't Destiny, and honestly, I don't think I want either of them to be Destiny. I spent almost 12 years being a Guardian. I grew up with Destiny, I made friends through Destiny. I have thousands of hours of memories tied to that universe that another game isn't going to be able to recreate or replace. And I'm still sad about the way it ended. Probably more than I should be over a video game, but games are weird like that. Sometimes they're not just something you play, they're where you hang out with your friends, they're where you looked forward to going after school, then after work. They are there through different houses, different jobs, different versions of yourself. And one day you realize you've been logging into the same universe for almost half your life. So maybe trying to replace Destiny was the wrong way of looking at this from the start. Because lately, that gap doesn't feel quite as empty. Warframe gave me another enormous universe to learn, and Soulframe has given me something I haven't felt in a while. I'm wondering what's next again. I'm exploring the world I don't understand yet and taking my time. I'm learning systems, I'm getting stronger, and every time Digital Extremes adds something new, I want to see where this thing goes. That sounds pretty familiar. Soulframe is still in pre-alpha, there's no firm full release date. There's a lot that can change between the game I'm playing today and whatever Soulframe eventually becomes. So I'm not sitting here telling you that this is the next Destiny. I don't know that, nobody does. But if one of my old Destiny buddies asked me right now, dude, after all those years playing Destiny, what are you playing right now? I finally have an answer. I'm playing Soulframe. And for the first time since Destiny ended, I think that void is starting to get a little smaller. Oh yeah, and if you watched all the way to the end, and this video actually made you want to try Soulframe for yourself, I have a few invite codes I can give away. If you're genuinely interested in playing it, leave a comment below and let me know. I'll pick a few of you and send you a code so you can jump in and see what you think for yourself. And if you do get in, maybe I'll see you in Soulframe.